Hi chat, welcome to the stream. How we all doing today? It is, oh no, it's Monday the 13th of October of 2025. We are back for yet another stream. Yeah, so I said I wasn't gonna drink until I completed my marathon, and guess what? I completed marathon, so this is what we're drinking today. Come on, focus. There we go. Hooray! And if you don't mind, I'm gonna do, as the kids say, I'm gonna yap a bit about my marathon. Marathon 1 of 2, because I'm still doing the other one. But yeah, I'm a yap a bit if that's okay. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, first let me say hi to everyone who's here, and then we'll jump into things. I even brought my medal with me, so you can see with my little, oh, why is the trinket the other way? There you go. With my little 26.2 charm on it. Hell yeah, it's a big fucking medal. It's the biggest one I got. All right, yeah, let me say hi to everyone who's here, and then we will talk about things. Let's see. Woosa was first today. Hello, hello. Fixter Jake is also here. Oh, and I forgot to open my thingy thing. Thank you for the resub, Fixter Jake, at 64 months due to the 6 since COVID. Oh no, that's so true. I'm dying. Thank you for your continued support. It's great to see you, and I hope you're doing well. Why does the music feel loud? No, it looks about the right level. Okay, cool. As I was saying, Fixter Jake is here. Crampiel is also here. Hello, hello. Do Java, welcome back. I don't know if that's great advice, but it's advice. Mr. Swads is also here. Hello, hello. Emma, good to see you again. Ikarin says hello. Marsha is also here. Look at those bongos bongoing away. They do be bongoing. Worse than Friday the 13th, right? Right. Wusa says congrats. Good to see you again, Wusa. Hello, hello. Do Java says, what about the second one? We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Marshmallow one. Oh no, this isn't the s'mores stout. This is the other one. This is the one that's not 11%. This one I think is only 7, 5, 6, 5.8%. So a little bit more manageable. Ivan's also here. Hello, hello. Good to see you again. Bawada, welcome back. Wait. Oh, yes. Yes, you are here. I saw your reaction in Dixord, and I was like, weren't you here earlier? But no. That was what I was remembering. It has nothing to do with the coffee lounge. Ah, you're talking about the coffee drank. Nice. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna, as the kids say, yap a little bit about my marathon that I ran. That was sort of unplanned. So yesterday, I was gonna say last weekend, literally yesterday, I ran the Ann Arbor Marathon in my town of Ann Arbor. Oops, accidentally ran a marathon. It's actually sort of like that, Marsha. That's actually sort of like, if I were gonna put this in a YouTube video, I'd be like, how I accidentally ran a marathon. Because I wasn't planning to run this marathon at all. I have been training for a different marathon. That's the shiny Pokemon spreadsheet, not the one that I want. I've been training for a different marathon, and actually, this is my running spreadsheet, which I use to track everything. This is the day I got injured climbing, for instance. And initially, so this initial plan up here is my training plan for the half marathon I ran earlier this year. In April, I ran a half marathon at, that's really small. How can I make this look bigger for all of you? There we go. I ran a half marathon in April, 1:39:05, which is, I was running out of my mind that day. I was, this is, I don't think this is sustainable pace for me, but, I was with a pacer and I didn't want to disappoint the pacer. So I ran real fucking fast. But anyway, this is the like target column. It's green if I meet it. It's dark green if I exceed it. I actually met all of those days. Down here you'll see that if I don't meet it, it's yellow. And right around here-ish? Yeah, right around here, I was like, oh shit. Well, actually, so my initial plan was I was gonna run the half marathon and then sign up for a marathon if it went well. This half marathon went really well. Really, really well. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sign up for a marathon. And initially, I had planned to sign up for the Detroit Marathon. Which is kind of the big one that everyone around here does. Which was, I guess in a couple of days. But when I went to sign up for it, it was sold out. Turns out that this was like rated the #1 marathon in America recently. And so everyone signed up for this one super early. And so I wasn't able to sign up for that one. So I was like, shit, I'll sign up for some other one and I'll do it later. Procrastinate. I'll put it off. At some point, I'll sign up for a half marathon or for a marathon. I started picking some out and looking at a few, and I settled on this one called the Thumb Coast Marathon, which is the first time they've ever run it, and it's in a couple of weeks. And it's super flat, which is why I picked it. And I was like, surely this will go well, and this will be the marathon that I try and meet my target time. Well, I guess additional background. Yesterday was not my first marathon, it was my second marathon. My first marathon was in March of 2020, the LA marathon, and I had COVID during it. It did not go well. I mean, I finished it, but I didn't meet my target time. My target time is under 4 hours. Which I felt was like right on the edge of my ability at that time, and I still think I think I'll crush it in this marathon, but the Ann Arbor Marathon is not an easy marathon. Okay, but anyway, that's the background on this. I started training for that marathon, which is in November, a week late. Right around here, I was like, oh shit, wait, my 12 or whatever week marathon program, or 16, 18, 20, I don't know how many weeks it was, but right around the end of July, I was like, shit, I don't think I've actually thought about how many weeks away this marathon is. I should start actually focusing on training, which is why there's a bunch of yellow days here, because I had not been thinking about training at all. These days are all unplanned training days, because I just didn't meet these. I backfilled the spreadsheet to show I wasn't doing this properly. But then I started training. Occasionally missed a day or two. Was out of town this day, yeah, but then sort of made up for it. But anyway, that brings us to this week, which while I was out on this 8-mile run, I was thinking to myself, man, it's gonna suck to run 20 miles this weekend. I should start planning that out. So when I got back from the 8-mile run, I went to plan out a course to run 20 miles because I didn't want to do a bunch of loops, and I didn't want to just I didn't want to do loops because loops are kind of boring. And as I was planning it out, I was like, shit, why are all of these roads closed for the day that I want to run? And then it dawned on me, I'm like, wait, the Ann Arbor Marathon is this weekend. The marathon of my city is this weekend. What if I just run a marathon? That's only 6 miles more, plus I get a sick fucking medal. I'll just run the marathon. Nothing could go wrong with that. Dumb fucking idea. But that's what I did. That day, I messaged my running friend and I was like, how dumb of an idea is it to sub my weekend run for a marathon? And he's like, kind of a dumb idea, but I think you could do it. And I was like, good enough for me. I'll do it. And so I signed up for the marathon. And I think I was trained well enough. I wasn't super worried about this. He's like, yeah, you don't really need a taper. Tapers are for something. He used more choice words than that, but but he's like, you'll be fine. Just don't run, skip your Thursday run and, do your thing. And I was like, okay, I have learnings from previous marathon. I'm going to apply those. And those were eat well on the days before this, try and get enough sleep on the days before this. Well, I didn't actually do that one all that well. And I remembered from last time the things that chafed the worst, and so I prepped for that, which is just my nipples. So I can't show you that, but I may have shaved circles around my nipples so that I could apply band-aids to them so that they didn't bleed. And so that was my prep going into this. Oh, I also... this will come up later. I also got a new watch, which I was like, I don't... Particularly Pythonic! Thank you for the resub at 8 months. Congrats on the marathon run. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your continued support. So I got a new watch because I was planning to use the new watch on the actual marathon that I was running. Because I know that my watch has some like fiddly bits where sometimes it'll just lock up or like not record the run. And so I was like, I want something reliable such that I actually have the real stats for this. And I'll show you the real stats of it. But more on that later, because that actually ended up being like a slight bit of panic in the middle of the run, because I had never done a run with this watch, and so I was like trying to fiddly figure it out at the beginning. Ended up being all right, but yeah. So the other thing that I knew about the marathon is one of the people from Run Club was pacing it and pacing the 4-hour group, which I was like, well, that'll be good. I'll be able to run with them, and I know they're really cool and they're good at running, so I'm confident in that. So race day rolls around and I get there pretty early. I go through my little warm-up routine, which is do tiny, insignificant amounts of stretches. Let me pull up Strava because I can show you all the stuff that I prepped as well. I made sure the night before or the day before to to get everything I needed in place so that when I woke up early in the morning, I was just ready to go and I didn't need to do anything. Just can you not view photos? Fucking A. You can't view photos attached to Strava runs on desktop. Of course you can't, because why would that be a thing? So I will just post the photo to Dixord. And then I can show it on the stream. Discord is CDN. Copy image link. Yes. So I made sure to lay out all of my shit the day before so that I was ready to go. I decided to fuel my run with oatmeal cream pies because fuck it. These are my nipple band-aids. And that's basically it. Water bottle, cookies. I prepped my music playlist, so I was jamming out to only bangers the entire time. And I was ready to go. And so the way the race started was staggered based on time, which makes sense. There were a lot of people that ran it. And fortunately, I had done a test walk with my watch, so I sort of knew how to start it and was ready to go at the start. And let me tell you, this race had some problems. We go to a little map of Ann Arbor. It started roughly around here-ish, somewhere around here, Liberty Street, and goes up here to State Street, then goes across over here to Southview, and then actually I can just bring up the course. Where's my Strava? Yeah, my Strava is, this is just my long run because that's all it was. Yeah, so starts here, snakes around here, and then comes back here, and then loops around here. About 3 miles into the run, the first problem happens, which is my watch beeps, vibrates, and goes, "Your workout is complete." And I'm like, what the fuck? No, it's not. we got 23 more to go. And so I'm like frantically like, no, resume. Fortunately, it recorded everything, so I was fine. But I had like mild panic 3 miles into this. And honestly, one problem with this marathon is it is 2 loops. And so you complete the first loop and you have to somehow beat that voice inside your head that's like, oh fuck, here we go again. Gotta do this shit a second time. And I knew that going into the marathon, so I was like, I'm gonna like make sure I don't psych myself out about this and like get all fucked up about doing 2 loops. And honestly, by the end of the first loop, I felt amazing. I thought it was gonna be a lot harder, and so I was like pretty pumped going into the second loop that I was gonna do well. And honestly, so the other part of this run is it's a mixed, mostly road, but a tiny amount of trail in the middle. XSlam69, thank you for the follow. Welcome. There's a tiny amount of trail in the middle here through what's called the Nichols Arboretum, or as everyone in Ann Arbor calls it, the Arb. This portion right here is not on pavement. It is on kind of somewhat loose gravel, and it's almost entirely uphill. This part is sort of flat. This is a little tiny bit of downhill, and then this is all uphill here. And honestly, I actually felt like most of the run, the hill parts weren't bad, or at least the uphill parts weren't bad. I found the downhills to be the worst part of the run because my knees were just like, oh my god, I hate everything about this. And not even the worst part, the actual worst part is this little tiny, like probably like an 8-foot section right here, or maybe it's over here, somewhere in here. There is a set of like 8 stairs. And let me tell you, the first time around the stairs, oh, they were okay. I didn't like them. I was like, oh no, stairs. This is awkward. The second time around, my legs were like, hey bud, I got a 50-50 if we just die right here. Like, good luck. Have fun with the stairs. It ended up being okay. Oh, that reminds me of another problem with this race. The other problem with this race is this road right here, State Street, is closed. This road is closed for construction for like the last several bunch of months. So they had to do this like weird reroute around it on this teeny tiny sidewalk next to State Street. And it wasn't a problem the second loop, but the first loop, the half marathon and the marathon were all running at the same time. And it was basically like a giant squeeze of like going from a road's width to just a tiny sidewalk's width. And this was just a huge bottleneck. Everyone, like a bunch of people had to walk through here. I had to walk through here. Like it was not good. I don't even, can you see it on the map? Yeah, like you can see here, like pace got crushed right in that little, I think that's right in that little realm. Yeah, right here. But it ended up being not that bad, and yeah, overall the race went well. The other thing you'll notice about this run is that's not the distance of a marathon. There's an extra half mile here. Everyone else that I looked at on Strava that also ran this also had a similar amount of extra distance here, and so this was a longer run than it needed to be. And I feel like I did really well at this. I kept pace through almost the entire thing. These last 2 miles here, these slower miles here, the Arb. I did cramp up at the end, so I had to walk a little bit to like walk it off. But I knew that I had enough time to meet my target time, which was just under 4 hours, and I did it. And so I'm super happy with this. The other thing I wanted to show, the other thing that I don't understand, and I feel like every race website does this differently, and this one I feel like is more fucked up than the usual ones, which is that if you look at my, can I not click into it? I guess I cannot click into it. If you look at my race time here, it shows my chip time and it shows my gun time. Gun time is like from the very beginning to when you cross the finish. Obviously with a staggered start, you're not going to start at 0. You're going to start at some time after that. And what's stupid though is this pace that they compute here. This pace is based on the gun time, which nobody gives a shit about. This is not useful. Like, this pace is not helpful. I know it's wrong because 9:09 is a 4-minute or 4-hour marathon. So I don't know why they did it this way. Like, it feels like that would have been the first fucking thing you do in a race results website, to not have pace time by gun time, but by chip time. But I guess they suck at computer. Yeah, but I think this number means that I was 76th overall in my age and gender group. I was 9th. So I feel really good about this. I'm happy I met my goal, and yeah, that's the story of my marathon. But anyway, thank you for hearing my yapping. I'm pretty proud of this stupid thing that I got, and yeah, that was yesterday. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. My house has a decent amount of stairs, and going up and down them is pain right now. But I'm making my way through it. And the cookies paid off. Okay, let me catch up on chat, and then we'll jump into programming. Sound good? Okay, where was the last chat that I left off at? Oh. Yesterday, yeah. Oops, accidentally ran a marathon. Marathon Arbornon. Yeah, exactly. Dude Java says 20 is approximately equal to 26.4. Well, it's supposed to be 26.2. Ikarin says not clickbait. I solved benchmark forever. Wait, what? Spreadsheets, right? Yeah, I track everything in a spreadsheet, of course. Marsha says he can't resist spread them. Yeah, you know me. I showed you my spreadsheet. Please respond. Minnie Jacob says, hey Anthony, congrats on the marathon. Just curious, how long does it take you to run 10 kilometers? I'm considering around a half marathon, but I'm not sure if it's too much. I think my fastest 10K, actually I ran one earlier this year, which I believe was my, well, fastest race 10K. Let's see, google.com. I ran the Oakland Marathon 10K earlier this year. Let's see. And I ran that in 45 minutes and 13 seconds, which is pace calculator. Oh, I haven't even calculated my pace for this, for the marathon. So let's do that too. So let's start with 10K. What was it? 45. What was it? 45:13. 45:13. Calculate. So that is a 7:17 mile pace. This is how I think about pacing. And so that's my 10K PR. I think I could do faster than that, because my 5K PR is faster than that, and I've gotten a lot more conditioned at running. But let's do marathon and put in 3:58:57. This should be like 9:08 or 9:07 or something like that. 9:07. So I'm pretty happy with that pace, even though like it was an extra half mile. Let's see what happens if I put an extra half mile, just like, I don't know, 0.8 kilometers. So let's just say it's 43 kilometers. It's 8:57. It's pretty good. But anyway, yeah, so I can do like a 45-minute 10K. But I'm considering running a half marathon, but I'm not sure if it's too much. I feel like anyone, like literally anyone, well, not literally anyone. It's the drop song. I feel like anyone that can run should be able to do a half marathon. Ikarin says marathons, but only water. Dude, I would fucking die. The cookies were not enough. And I knew they were not enough because I knew I was at almost exactly 0 energy by the end because my forearms were cramping. There's no reason for your forearms to cramp during a running race. That was telling me that I was entirely running on lactic acid fermentation and that I had no energy left, and so my arms were struggling. So next time, note for next time, I'm bringing more food. I'm eating more things. Not enough cookie, exactly. Not enough cookie. Marathons, but I have to take a shot every 5 miles. I actually feel like that would be doable if I wasn't like aiming for a time. Peer pressure friend, yeah. Honestly, this is a peer pressure friend in that that was like, you could do it. They were the pacer for the half marathon who also said you can do it, and so yeah, kind of a dumb idea, so do it. Yeah, exactly. Bawada says, has someone got 12k babbies to toggle standing? I don't think a standing desk is a good idea for me today. Ikran says, no, not the cheap Chinese watch, it will be missed. I still actually kind of prefer it because the new watch, it doesn't have good data display. Like, I don't really like it while I'm running, so I'll probably, I don't know, I'll probably like only use it for races or something. Scoppy 1969, hello, welcome. Baldothis is also here, who asks, are those hamburgers? No, they're oatmeal cream pies, referring to I do not have this open. Referring to these. They're cookies with frosting in between. They're like oatmeal cookies with frosting in between. The iPod, yes. This is the last generation of iPod Nano. I bought it right before they discontinued it because I knew they were going to discontinue it. Bella says AAR bangers while running. Here, we can go through my run playlist. I should have made it shorter to like pressure myself to run better, but it is 5 hours and 18 minutes. And Small Time Low, some All American Rejects, some Amberlynn, some Blink-182, some Dashboard Confessional, Hollywood Undead, one Reliant K song, one Secondhand Serenade song, a few Taking Back Sunday songs, some 21 Pilots, well, quite a bunch of 21 Pilots, some Yellow Card, and then these are newer songs because that's what my run playlist was when I ran in 2020. And so this is the updated version where I've added newer songs. That's why it's not sorted. It actually really bothers me that it's not sorted, but I can't find a way to sort it properly in iTunes. So that's what I fucking dealt with. I wasn't going to recreate it from scratch either because that seems like too much work. But anyway, I didn't get to listen to all of these songs while running because obviously I was an hour and 20 minutes shorter than this playlist, but it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Balwada says, people bring syrup/glucose Anthon cookies. Well, if you look at the calorie content of an oatmeal cream pie versus one of the like fucking gel packets, it's about the same. The main difference is the salt. And I figured these are a lot easier to stomach than a fucking disgusting gel you gotta suck down. And so I was like, fuck it, I'll eat cookies on my run. Like, what the hell, why not? It is an iPod Nano, particularly Pythonic. It is indeed. It is an iPod Nano. What was in your playlist while running? Fortunately, just showed that. Mr. Stunt says, where is your house? No, I'm good. I'm not going to tell you where my house is. Mr. Stunt says, would you have run a marathon if it hadn't been recorded? Like, would I have run 26 miles? Would I have run 26 miles this weekend? No, absolutely not. I would have ran 20 and called it good. That tiny turn sucks. I thought they fixed it. The stairs weren't that bad, but going downstairs sucks. That turn does suck though. And they haven't fixed State Street yet. In fact, they started some new construction on State Street. Holla, we dem boys. Hello. How you doing? Well done on the marathon. Thank you. Scott B says that's a solid time. You should be proud. I am proud. I fucking kicked ass. Hey, Rye, hello, it's been a bit. Says, oh, neat. My running club at work uses Strava, but I run on a treadmill at my gym for now. You can put treadmill runs into Strava. I've done that a few times. They run so they can't code right now. What? I need to build them a new app. I mean, literally all they need to do is fix one field. And then it would be fine. It would be absolutely fine. Yap. Exactly, Mr. Swans. Hey, Ryan says, nicely done. A marathon is quite the achievement. Yeah, fucking holy shit. Mr. Swans says, I hope work is not too hard today, Kappa. Well, work is whatever it needs to be, you know? Wusa says, if you're exhausted, beer will kick faster. Let me tell you, I had a beer right after the run finished, and I've never gotten so drunk on a single, like, barely alcoholic beer in my entire life. It was amazing. The beer was not good, but I didn't care. Fixer Jake says, after spending the last week moving, I no longer want stairs to exist. Yeah, man, stairs are not enough cookie. Honestly, you're right. I only ate 3 of my 4 cookies, and I think if I would have ate the 4th one, I might not have cramped up. So, note for next time, eat 4th cookie. You have 4 arms! Yes. Oh, and I also know for next time the places that chafed, which weirdly was here. So like right above my armpit. Obviously like between my legs, that makes sense. But I have a surprising another place that chafed that I don't know that I want to tell you, but I didn't think that would be possible, but my god. That last one hurts. No, nips I knew. I knew it was going to be nips, Pandoxer. I prepped for that. I shaved circles around my nipples and then I slapped on band-aids because I know that works for me. So it wasn't the nips. My nips were spared from this run. But oof. Leon CV says, how do you motivate yourself to code mentally? I don't know. I just like building cool shit, so I build cool shit. Also, welcome back. Good to see you again. Dang, I need an iPod now. Drop the playlist on Dixord. Is there a way to do that? Is there a way to like export? Convert? No. I mean, I'll probably just take a screenshot of it for later. Emo playlist, hell yeah. But no, this is an important question. Chikorita, Totodile, or Tippig for Legends ZA? I won't be able to play it on release because I'm going to be at TwitchCon. Unfortunately. But I mean, of these 3, I feel like Ikarin is right. Like Totodile's pretty cool. Meganium I never really liked. And whatever Big Tepig is, I forget what it's called. It's cool. What is it called? Tepig? Why can I not think of its name? Anyway, Tepig 3. He's cool looking. But he's got nothing on Feraligatr. Unless there's more water and ground than Chikorita, finally. I feel like you can make any starter work in any modern Pokemon game because they're not that hard. Rollers is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you again. It's been a bit. Welcome back. Wait, when was the last time you were here? In June. Hell yeah. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Cookie plus plus, exactly. Tom says, hello, hello. This race next then. 23 wine tastings along the route. I mean, that sounds kind of fun. It's a French marathon race. Considered the longest marathon in the world? What the fuck? Well, I'll skip the steak, but... There's still a record on it, though. I guess these people probably skipped the activities. Why is C also World Series of Beer Pong? Wait, there's a category of long distance race involving alcohol. Oh, it just redirects to beer mile. Okay. This shit is serious business now. This is actually really competitive. Like people actually train for this particular race, which I think is kind of wild. But also, Tom, welcome back. Good to see you. McGinney was never good. Embor, right? Embor, yes. Donald says I went with the Chikorita pre-order figurine. Okay, if you're getting a figurine, Chikorita is definitely the cutest of the three. So you picked right there. But if we're going by third stage, I think Alligator is the winner. A-Rai says, most I've done is 10K. Used to be able to do it in under an hour, but last time was hour and a half almost. I'll work on that half. Yeah, dude, get it. If you can do under an hour 10K, like, you can crush a half. Easy. Wine and oysters sounds like a disaster? Why? Because they're both aphrodisiacs? Just get bricked up on your marathon? We need races involving cannabis? I feel like people would just be like, nah, bro, I'm done. Check the fuck out. Yeah. Beer pong is important? Emma's got a new GitHub error. What's this new GitHub error? A client-side exception has occurred. See browser console. Actually, I've actually seen this error. But you're right, this is pretty new. I haven't, like, this is, I don't know what changed that broke this, but terrible user-facing message there. Terrible user-facing message. Particularly Pythonic says, if you practice with Dragon's Milk, you'll beat anyone when all you need to drink are light beers. Yeah, honestly, the beer mile beers are like Bud Light. Like, I'm pretty sure I could crush 4 of those and run a pretty fast mile. Except it's not even like that. It's crush 1, run 2 laps, crush another, run 2 laps, or whatever. Like, it's even easier than that. Hey, Ryan says, I smoked a cigarette after the Boulder 10K once. Oh, like in Colorado. That was back when I could do it in under an hour. I'm sorry for your loss, secret. If only there was some error logging company. Oh, you mean New Relic do Java? Probably New Relic. Gave up the habit of cigarettes. Nice. Congrats. That's awesome. That's a hard one to kick. I'm proud of you. Good job. That's good. One of my best friends also kicked a cigarette habit, which is cool. The problem with being peeing rather than sobriety, yeah, with 4 Bud Lights. Honestly, a Bud Light might be so close to a soft drink that it might actually be hydrating. Might actually be hydrating. Emma says, I found an optimization to Python's compression modules makes zlib decompression 10% faster and zstandard 25% faster? Yo. Is this like not serializing the intermediate objects? Because I feel like that's why tar is real slow. Hi, Bytes Writer. Nice. Nice. That seems pretty sick. What's the code look like? Oh, mostly mine is too, which is also good. List of bytes objects. Oh, so initially you would like write chunks in here and then write them out? Yep. fuck is that noise? Something outside is making like a... It almost sounds like dial-up noises, but I know it can't possibly be that. Very weird. Anyway, we're gonna ignore that. Hopefully it's not a big deal. Da-na-na-na-na. Yeah, this is pretty smooth. Oh, big chunk of red is always great. Oh, fuck. That's so nice. I love the weird C style that they use. Everyone loves a everyone loves a 40. Oh, it's actually an even number, a 40 space indent. Nothing like... I was hoping it was an odd number, but sadly it was not. Got lucky that the function name was an odd number. Right? Because this is 8. Function name +1. Odd number. Cool. Very nice. Impressive. Good job, Emma. I'm excited for this. I know that I would much rather use the Python decompression than shelling out to something. Even though shelling out is almost always faster. Dino says, how the fuck is it always me who fucking loses power because cars keep crashing into power poles? Wait, this is like the 3rd time you've hopped in chat and said the same thing. That's amazing. Oh, that sucks. Java says, was it an array of pointers to 1 byte? No, it's probably arrays to, like, list of chunks of bytes. Probably. My indents are prime numbers because I'm evil. Fibonacci indentation? Whoa. Blah. Gross. DL says, honestly, just need to live in a neighborhood where the main power isn't on a main road. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, if I just replaced the CMOS battery, my server would be less of an issue. Yeah, actually, my my server, my battery backup died, and it's just so far down the list. It's so far down the list of things to fix that I haven't gotten to it yet. Like, honestly, there's a thing higher up the list, which is to replace my networking switch. And I've purchased it. I've brought it downstairs. I've taken it out of the shipping box. I've opened the box itself. I just haven't racked it yet. Because I've been too busy / lazy with everything else. Oh, you have tall trees? So even with tall trees, sometimes you can still do solar and have it be worth it. But I guess if your roof or other surfaces get absolutely no sunlight, then yeah, you're shit out of luck. But your roof is east-west. Yeah, that's a little worse then. It's a little worse then. Podata Pummon says you can do water energy. Some sort of fucking weird Pokemon deck? What are you talking about? What the hell is water energy? Are you talking about like water battery backup? Also, welcome. What is your chaos orb? Okay. The first thing that we're gonna do today, which I didn't open a pull request for. Water, solar, heating. Oh, sure. Yeah. You have whole solar panels and light. Even one pole shadow drops sufficient rapidly. Yeah, I mean that's kind of true. Also, base labs. Welcome. We're gonna do some stuff to babi-grammars to get started. The first is that I wrote this in an issue, maybe. I don't know why this is the default view. This is not helpful. Oh, this was for all repos, but I also had an idea on how to speed up babi-grammars as well. Mini Jacob says, do you work from home, hybrid, or in person? Ikran says, do they know? I guess Mini Jacob doesn't know. Yeah. I work from nowhere and everywhere all at the same time, which is all vacuously true. Okay, so there's a git clone in here, which is pretty slow. But I think we can speed it up by doing a blobless clone. By doing a blobless clone. So I want to try and do that. But I don't remember how to do a blobless clone. So we're gonna figure that out. There it begins. Says congrats on your marathon. Thanks. I know we do it in auto updog. Fetch. So here we're doing with clone. Looks like we gotta do all of this shit. We don't ever need to check anything out, so we can do the same thing as well, I think. And actually, this code looks very similar, doesn't it? Check call get init bear quiet dot. I don't need the template bit. That's just a little disk usage thing. We're not actually saving this, so it's fine. Git config. What is this call helper? Ah, nice. Temp equals 1, filter equals path to grammar. I think this idea should work as well. Maybe? We'll see. Tano Airput says, I'm actually developing my platform. I'm using Figma.make plus Supabase plus Node.js plus GitHub plus Cloudflare. Is that a good setup? I haven't welcomed the stream, but I have no idea because the tech you use almost never really matters that much. Like I don't really know how Figma even plays into this at all. And Cloudflare just seems like an implementation detail, and obviously you're going to use source control, so GitHub's going to be there somewhere. So really all you've told me is that you're using Supabase and Node.js, which like tells me nothing. As Baselove says, how can we tell tech stack is nothing? Yeah. Crazy Style, hello, how you doing? What is a blobless clone? It means that it only pulls the like commits objects and not the actual trees and objects, and then allows you to lazily clone them later. Baselove says, I've written underscore call method for 7 projects now. I do not even use Python for main stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's just a nice little shortcut here. Get 3 moms at origin. URL. Do we use URL also elsewhere? No. Fuck. Does this not fit on online? It does not. Okay. So then we need to do the fetch. Where the fuck does this get defined? Filter equals. Use the partial clone feature to request that the server sends a subset of retail objects given object filter. We'll filter out blobs until needed by get. For main details and filter specs, see get rev list. Blob none, limits on blobs, blob colon limit. Limits blob larger than n bytes or units. Oh. That's a cool one. Sparse colon path equals has been dropped for security reasons. Cool. So, given this, I don't know that there's a way to actually do the path thing that do Java was suggesting. Which is fine. We'll just allow the log system to do it for us. It shouldn't be significantly worse. Get fetch quiet filter blob none tags. Do we actually need tags? We actually might need to fetch more than what this is doing. Because we need branches as well. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. Origin head. We don't need to check for errors. And we should allow, it should be able to just let the rest of this do its thing. I think. Maybe. So, just for shits and giggles. Let's try and update this one. Yes, why am I hyper optimizing the grammars of oh fucking A, that's what I thought would happen. That's what I thought would happen. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I think if I just remove head here. Should probably just be able to do this. Nice. I feel like that means that this is going to go just a lot faster in general. Holy dear God, this is so fast. This one was always kind of slow, but maybe it'll be not as slow this time. Let's see. Icarin says, is that different from an update compared to a blobless clone, like a poll? I don't know what you mean. Bellata says, wait, it's Monday. Is this a work stream? You've been here since you know this already, Bellata. Work stream. Is a pull different than a blobless clone? Yeah, typically pull is always going to use blobs. Like a normal repo, you're going to have blobs. It updated and resorted stuff. Wow. Let's run the test, I guess. Seems fine. WCGW. Since streaming is your job, isn't every streamer work stream? Yes, yes. I swear to God, Anthony, every time I try to get something out of your answer, you'll see, you'll know. Yeah, I haven't released the video on it yet because I can't yet, but maybe next week. I know I've been like dragging my ass on releasing it, but there's a very good reason why I can't actually yet. Trust. But we will be working on my other work ish. Updog is today. Yes. We'll be working on my other work. Which is the second half of the Bang Today. Maybe in 2027. No, it'll be sooner than that. Archum, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Fedoseev? Yes. I think I know how to say that. The other part of that. Only because I think there's a hockey player? Chess player? Something with that name? I don't know. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Optimize, update, clone. I guess I should time and make sure that it is actually faster. Right? Yeah, we'll get a 9 scientific single run. Gossy.py? What does that library do? Oh, you're gossipy. Oh. I read those messages out of order. Confused myself. That's actually a good name for a library, though. I wonder if there is a PyPI library for that already. Gossipy. Oh. 0.1. Somebody probably name squatting it. A basic chat class. COVID-19 vaccine. Terrifying. Timestampy. Oh, extra cringe. Interesting. Okay, 1 minute 10. Fuck. Let's see what it does for just normal clones. What it says walk stream. Anthony saute code a spaghetti. I'm gonna be real sad when this timing comes back and we've actually made it slower. Which wouldn't entirely surprise me. It would just make me a little sad. Because I feel like it should be faster. Because we showed it's faster for updog. But updog only needs the primary branch. And not everything else. And we could probably do a little optimization where it only fetches the primary branch and then fetches the rest of the branches. Which might make it faster. Please be greater than 1 minute 10. Okay, it's faster. It's faster, okay. What? Oh, fucking A. I needed to apply this patch, rather. I needed to add this patch. Good thing it's right here. Good thing I did get diff before this. I did the wrong way to discard this. Oh, but we need to somehow get the branch, the remote branch name. Which I never remember how to do. Are you using subprocess to run git or library? Just subprocess. There's very little reason to use a library unless there's just like git libraries are all shit. They're all wrappers around subprocess anyway, so you might as well just use subprocess. And they almost never have the features that you actually want. And you have to add a dependency, and then you have to deal with whatever shitty decisions they make. Blah, blah, blah. So... I know that I answered this at some point. Oh my god. It doesn't seem to be answered. It requires cloning so far. The only reason to use a library is performance. We're in Python land, so why bother? No, the reason to use a library is to have good abstractions over the functional bits. Not performance. Performance is usually like the third thing. And rarely is performance actually what you're going to get out of it. So let's see what happens if we get init bear bear quiet dot enable partial clone, get remote, add pi upgrade origin, get ls remote simref origin head. So that does a fetch already. And then you gotta process this output? That seems shit. And there's no way to get... This is just empty. I feel like there's gotta be a way to only fetch the default branch. Get remote set head origin dash A? Auto. The remote is queried to determine its head. So if I do this and then get remote set head dash A origin, not a valid ref. This will only work if the ref already exists. Otherwise, it must be fetched first. Okay. Well, I fetched the commit for it, but yeah. Yeah. Gonna go buy a bunch of CMOS batteries, DDoS? Nice. Git is not really abstract. Yeah, it is. There's like, even the command line is fairly abstract. Like, there's the whole concept of porcelain commands. Like, I would say it's not polished. I wouldn't say it's not abstract. Okay, so there's a less shit way to do what my answer. Oh, there's dash dash short. What the fuck? Where's my... Oh, that's with Ellis mode. Because we don't actually have... We don't actually have the rest of this. Like, this doesn't do us anything. Not a symbolic graph, because we haven't fetched it. That's why this is not helpful. Also not helpful. Yeah, annoyingly, I feel like mine is the only answer that's actually helpful here. That one's not helpful. That one's not helpful. Also not helpful. GH command? You fucking kidding me? This is not... Oh, I'm not logged in. Damn it. GitHub. Oh, I guess it is tagged GitHub. Annoying. This looks like it's LLM generated, although it was written in 2021, so probably not. Okay, I guess I gotta use my answer. You're literally hitting an abstraction problem this very moment? Shut the fuck up. By that argument, everything in programming is an abstraction problem. This isn't an abstraction problem. There's just no command to give me the little fucking piece of data that I want. This is not a leaky abstraction. This is the bucket without a bottom abstraction. That's not an abstraction problem. That's just programming. Especially when this came from a, are you using a library for Git? A library wouldn't fucking help me with this. I'm doing something that probably no one has done, which is why I'm the top Stack Overflow answer for it from 2019. Okay, so we need to do this and pull this name out. Got it. What are you? Default branch. LS remote git. Wow, look, I'm making an abstraction for it. Am I solving an abstraction problem? Absolutely not. Now we're solving a parsing problem. Can branches have spaces in them? That'd be evil, right? Cynthius! Oh no. Oh no, here we go. Cynthius, thank you for the resub with Prime at 50 months. It's good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you again. I appreciate your continued support. What's your copy pasta from? Using keyboard as an abstraction too. Real dudes wiggle a fridge magnet over the hard drive. You trying to go through Modehead? Sort of. Library do you recommend? My target is actually a GitLab instance. Just use suppresses. Warhammer 40k. Nice. Nice. That's just single branch, but not sure can be combined with blob none. Yeah. It can't, which is why we're doing all this cartwheeling to begin with. I'm not even sure this is going to make it faster, but we're going to see. We're going to see if this makes it faster. Fuck. Oh, fucking A, because it's not source code, we can't actually debug it. We'll do it like this. Oh, because we have bytes, but also that's not the problem here. Oh, I forgot Simref. Oh, I forgot Simref. I feel like there's a way to make it not show the other part too. And I feel like I've done this before. I guess here. Yeah, this is exactly the same. Well, it's slightly different. It's a little different. Emma says I was reading and I was like, this has to be Warhammer. Yeah. This guy runs. It's true, I ran yesterday. Is it worth it to update the Stack Overflow answer? I don't remember the question here. No. The answer is still correct. Nothing has changed. The other ones are fucking, like, half the other answers are garbage, though. I do actually kind of like this bit better than what I'm doing here. Yeah, that's what I thought. This can actually be remove prefix, remove suffix, but good enough. Basilevs, thank you for the sub at tier 1. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. It's been a while since we've gambled. We literally gambled last stream. Bugle Cook. It's been a while since you've been here. GG's on the marathon. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. We didn't gamble last stream. We totally gambled last stream. Why did I do it like this? Why didn't I just use branches s dot split? That was last year. That was so long ago. Well, that's kind of a little while ago. Yeah, so that'll probably work now. Did we make it faster? I guess, wait, we can do a little gamble. We can do a little gamble. Look, we're gambling, chat. Are you happy? Is this optimization worth it? Yes, no. There you go. There's your gamba. Throw your points in the pot. Meat sauce. Thank you for the resub at 31 months. The fuck? It's been so long. Last time I was here, Anthon had a job. Oh wait, last time I was here, Pokemon was still running on the right. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. When was the last time you were here? It's been like a year at least, right? Oh no, it's just January. Wow, we were still running Pokemon in January? I'm a little surprised. But welcome back, good to see you again. Forest Penguin says, the chat clearly has a gambling problem and you're fueling the addiction. Yes. Define worth it? What do you mean define worth it? Wow, we got a lot of no votes. Wusa put 8192 on no. Tookie Boogs has got yes. We got 9 people on no. Oh boy. Woo! Worth is ambiguous. It was good content, so likely true. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So the correct thing to do here is return the points and re-gamble once I fix this bug. So, I mean, it is faster. Here, I will refund all the points, and we'll redo the gamble once I fix the bug. Delete and return points. Okay, let's fix the bug. Let's fix the bug. I didn't think it would return non-zero. I guess we don't even need to... We don't even need the branch name. Do we? No, we do. We do. No, it's a fail. No, we'll fix the bug. Also, senpais, hello, how you doing? I expect this approach to save some throughput, but it would not be faster than depth equals 1, and the problem is latency bound anyway. I don't think you understand the problem if you think depth equals 1 is going to fix it. Because the whole point of this operation is to get the most relevant revision. And depth equals 1, you don't have the history. Also, what a name. What a name. So really all I need to do is check if the commit exists, not to find the branch name. Up to 5, hello, how you doing? I thought the relevant revision was the latest one. No? Then you would constantly update for no reason at all, even if the file didn't change. Obviously, I would have just done get ls remote head. I would have done get ls remote and grabbed this one and just called it good. But that's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. Depth -1, yeah. What the fuck? What? Piss off. Get check the commit exists. I know I can use get show, but there's like a better one. Get merge base? No. I guess I could use show. There's like a verify ref thing. But that's for refs. I could show, but I don't actually want to show. What did I do there? Oh. Is Quite actually doing something here? It's pressing the patch. Ghost Doctor. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. You install your Ethernet card over the CMOS battery. Now you get to take everything apart. Bill Cook says I have a soft spot for breakpoints. Breakpoint's pretty good. I feel like there's a better way to do this, but I don't know. I feel like every answer on Stack Overflow is going to be like, does it exist on this branch? Oh, cat file is a good idea. What is -T? Instead of the content, show the object type. Identified by object. Okay. I think this is a good idea. Ooh. This is a better one. Did I get it wrong? No colon. I need to get 41s. Nice. Santiago, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Don't fix it too fast. We're farming points. It's all good. It's all good. Ikran's gonna go grind. Good luck on your grind set. I'll see you around. Get rev parse, says Vorzerg. I don't think that's quite what I want. Because this does this. Yeah, it's not quite. Meat Sauce says try Catfile with Dashi. We're already there. We're already there. Emma's gonna take a nap. Thank you for stopping by. Try and get the latest revision / tag. No, that's easy. I'm trying to get the latest revision tag for a particular set of paths. Orimus says, hi, I'm driving. Hi, driving. I'm dead. Welcome, welcome. I'm doing well. You shouldn't be driving and messaging in Twitch chat. I hope someone else is driving or you're somehow doing TTS. Baylove says, still not a valid name? Fuck you mean not a valid name? Yeah, it just means it doesn't exist. It's fine. Does this can help? No. Almost certainly not. Nope. Doesn't help. Appreciate it though. Now you're TTS. Ah, cool. Yeah. This is why it's split lines and not split now that I see it. All right. First menu says you're already doing this, but get log after blah blah's clone. Yeah, that's exactly what the optimization we're trying to do today. However, we're trying to optimize it further by only fetching the primary branch and not all the branches, even though sometimes it can be not on the primary branch. Zamba works. Hello, hello. Tempa says, did you update anything big to 3.14? I'm tempted to update 2 small projects that run in prod. Nothing, literally nothing so far. And the same question that you have open, get rev parse dash q dash verify seems to work. Yeah. Oh, and doesn't produce any output, which is... Oh, but it does produce output. So this has the same problem as cat file, except the opposite direction. Like we get an error message on the error case. This one we get output on the not error case. Dash Q is not doing its job. That's why they're piping to dev null. So I'm gonna stick with cat file because it seems cool. This is what it broke on. Okay, we can do our little gamble again. Oh, it got rid of the one. Is this optimization worth it? Got 1 minute. Gamble away, chat. Neil says, honestly, when's the last time you've heard of someone having to replace a CMOS battery? Oh, I feel like the last time I've even thought about a CMOS battery was in like the late 90s. You Halleck says, bang marathon. What's your delta for worth it? Faster than before. What are we trying to do, by the way? Optimize something that doesn't need to be optimized. Because I only ever run it like once a month, if that. Good evening, says EasyLight. If you do bang today, you Hallex, you'll get my marathon time. Because I think I put it in there. See, our gamble's a different number of points this time. I should have put a caveat on crashing this time, but ooh, a bunch of points right at the end. Easy Lights here. Hello, hello. How you doing? Usa is still at the 8192 with the no. Togiboog's still the big yes. We got 4 yeses and 6 no's this time. I've convinced some people. All right. Let's see what we got here. I think VS Code is going to be the one where it makes the difference. It's going to be slightly slower on all the other ones, but we'll see. That's my prediction. How'd the marathon go? What's the TLDR? I was supposed to run 20 miles this weekend, but I decided to sign up for a marathon instead. And I finished it in 3 hours and 58 minutes and 57 seconds. And it went great. And I am exhausted. Oh, VS Code's still slow. Maybe this isn't going to make a difference. The time to beat is 1 minute 10 seconds, I think. And given how long that took, I am not. Although Docker went a lot faster, so there's a chance. What repos are you using as a benchmark? This is all of my text editor syntaxes. Ooh, 1 minute 7 seconds. I feel like that might be within the error bar. We're gonna get slightly less anecdotal results. Ashley says, "Are you winning? I was yesterday. Are we cooked again?" No, I think we figured out the cooked problem from last time you were here. So we know how to fight Stripe next time I try and fight Stripe. But we're not fighting Stripe today. We're fighting myself. Alex says 538 per kilometer. Yes. Well, I think in dumbass units, like minutes per mile. Also, according to Strava, the marathon was a half mile more than it should have been, or 800 meters further than it should have been. We're fighting Anthon. I don't believe I got a bonk there. I already have the parallelization working. Yeah. Okay, so this seems pretty consistent. Like 1 minute 6 seconds. Wait, why did it? Why did it make updates? Unless these repos just got commits, but that seems really unlikely. Yeah. 7BD87, which is 965. That one looks right. What the fuck? That's like ancient. What the fuck? What the hell? What was this commit? 7BD87 is like ancient. This is even older. So it updated from December to November. On grammars. What the fuck? Oh. Oh. We found a bug in the old code, chat. Duh. So now that we're checking the primary branch first, this would sometimes give us some alphabetically superior branch that didn't have the commits we wanted. So we sort of need the optimization. Now it says you're playing marathon. Oh, I'm just fucking trolling. So we sort of need the optimization. So I guess that means it's worth it. Prediction success. It's faster and it's load bearing. Love that. Raphael Gamboa, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. So clearly worth it. Yeah, exactly. W scam says therapy kitten. Raphael Gamboa says, is that Vim? This is Pager, which probably which is probably less. So no. It's not Vim. You kept your 418 babbies? Nice. Used NVim to code? That's cool. Nobody asked. Put in 2.5k, got 10.6k. This was worth it. Nice. Real programmers use Ed? Is it vegan? I kid, of course. That's cool, Raphael. I don't. Alright, so let's rerun the update. Oh, we already ran it twice though, but let's just make sure that doesn't change anything again. But yeah, it's a little fun that our optimization is load bearing. EasyLight says, came in and gambled without knowing what. One, I can go now. Nice. I mean, if you choose yes on most things, I feel like you're mostly gonna be good. Is 378 the like space bar? No, the real programmers. I love how I used to be the first tab, which is perfect. My programs always run an O end of the fourth time. What is after cubed? I don't even. What is the next? Squared, cubed, hypercubed? The Hudry says, do we get to hear the Sundry drama soon? Need that tea. Probably not this week. But probably next week. Baz says hypercubed. Nice. Nice. I also have a big long video to record about it, so that'll happen as well. Download. This is parallelized already, so that's why this is fast. It also says add trailing comma. Well, shit. What broke here? I bet the license file moved. Get that legal advice first? Nah. Or this file moved? Yeah. Well, fuck. That's not what I want. We want to be on a directory. Oh no, we are in a directory. Remove syntax. Well, what the fuck? That's annoying. I guess they're gonna live in VS Code repo. This is actually pretty recent, I guess, looks like. So does this have syntaxes in it? No. Of course not. Well, let's figure out where they are in VS Code then. Alright, that's not where the repo is. It is Updog Day. Vorzik says, what does contrib mean? I feel like it's where people throw junk that is not quite the source code of the project, but it's like third-party contributed stuff. This is in 2024. I mean, I guess we can take this. Yeah. So what do they do here? Ah, they just removed this. Neat. So they basically have the same fucking repo that I have, but in TypeScript, which is fun. And we now, I now depend on their thing. So now we need to do another full update. Kind of makes sense for it to be part of BuildKit, sort of, except like not everyone uses BuildKit, but yeah. I thought contrib means I have no idea what this does. Sure. Basil says I'm going to pull a major feature from an open source product next year. That's annoying. Oh, that reminds me. I'm gonna rename language system in pre-commit. And I think I can deprecate language script also. Neil says, what do you think about Penn State firing James Franklin? I don't know anything about that. Who's James Franklin? The name sounds familiar. 104 and 45. Did they fire him for like losing some really embarrassing game? Following 3 straight losses. Who'd they lose to? Who'd they ball to? They lost to Northwestern by 1. Oregon, who's top 8 in overtime. And UCLA. I mean, that seems a little, that seems a little aggressive to just fire someone over that, but they were pulling it from Moby crazy style. That's how we follow the thread. Moby/extreme ways would be a perfect repo, but they're not funny. Yeah, I mean, calling it Moby enough is kind of funny. But Oregon, not Indiana. Yeah, they were the preseason Big Ten favorite. I guess that's a bit of a letdown, but like, I mean, look at what Michigan's doing. Like, this goes away because we don't have that repo anymore. And interestingly, the Docker file syntax didn't actually change, it just changed where it comes from. Okay. Let's just rerun this once just for shits and giggles, even though I'm pretty sure I just ran it. Apparently not. Because we changed the version of VS Code and we removed this. Yeah. This changed though. How do I force a non-binary diff? Is it like a dash text or a dash? There's dash text. Oh, it has the conversion text on the top. Which is funny because that's no longer true, but Mr. Swats is going to bed. Well, thank you for stopping by. Good to see you as always. All right. Fix/optimize repo updating. Previously, it would pick the alphabetically superior branch. And now it does blobless clones. Nice. Anyway, we did all of this because I want to pull in another grammar. Blah, 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 blah. It's wild to me that Moby was like, yeah, this file hasn't seen an update in 9 months, therefore it's dead. Like, but also the syntax probably hasn't changed in 7 years, so it's like, come on. Tabby the Panda says another grandma. I mean, both of mine are dead, so no. Sounds like AI. This does read like AI, but I know this person is a real person because I think I've even met them before. This repo hasn't had a commit today, therefore it's dead. Oh, by another grandma, you mean that it's dead? Shit, dude. That seems a little, Ooh, did I do my password manager? Oh, I did. I did. Grab our PyPI token. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, that's deeper and darker. I was just going on grandma and grammar. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. I'm realizing that I am an hour past when I was supposed to fill up my water, so I'm gonna do that real quick. I will be right back. I will see you in a sec. Hello, I'm back. Low latency mode test. Oh, let me show you a cool thing about Twitch with the low latency modes. So, oh my god, fuck off. Ah! So, there's this little toggle here, which turns into low latency mode. Typically, for most people with a stable internet connection, low latency mode and non-low latency mode are going to be about the same. But if you're ever noticing you have stream delay and you want to catch up, you can toggle this and it'll resync. The other thing is you can look at stats to see how delayed you are, latency to broadcaster, so you don't ever have to test it in chat. Although I do appreciate you testing it in chat, because that's engagement, and engagement is engagement things. So anyway, little thing about Twitch is the latency mode. Now you learned something today. Ghoster, welcome to the stream. Hello. How you doing? Drink water. Hell yeah. Wait, meat sauce. You got the fancy badge, so you got another fancy badge. Welcome to VIP. I'm gonna run out of those at some point the longer I stream, but until now, I get to give them out to anyone who has the fancy black badge. But yeah, generally you should have low latency on unless you're having trouble with the particular encoding. Sorry, one sec. A-Rai says engagement. I'll ramble until I feel like it's too far down a rabbit hole. Hey, there you go. Gabi says, have you tried Mojo? No, but Mojo is almost entirely vaporware. The things that they promise are impossible. Run Python at near native speeds. You're not running Python anymore. Interface with all the libraries you already use. Yeah, well, if you call a Python library, it's gonna be slow. You can't possibly make that faster. Like, everything else is just like smoke and mirrors. Not to mention, like, it's not really easy to play around with or update, or you know, being proprietary and wacky. Like, I have no reason to use it, and it's mostly aimed at like data people. So like, also, why would I use it? But a lot of Python are C libraries, sure, but you know, calling a C Python library from something else isn't. You still need to run the Python interpreter. You're not gonna save any time there. Okay, the whole reason that I want to do this is because this repo is giant, and of course I get a merge conflict. I don't know which one's the right one, so we'll just add this one and then update it. It's me, League says I'm running a marathon this Sunday. How did yours go? Nice. Which one are you running on Sunday? Is that the are you running the Detroit? Wait, there's no way you're in Michigan. So, I ran the Ann Arbor Marathon yesterday. Fuck. How did I not get a commit that exists? Let's find some old one. This commit. I used to be able to just put head here and it would work, but probably my optimization. It went well. I ran it in 3 hours, 58 minutes, and 57 seconds. And according to Strava, it was a half mile longer, and it's a really hard marathon. It's a really, really difficult marathon. But I'm really happy with my result, and I met my goal, which was sub 4, barely. I mean, not barely, because I knew I was going to, and like that's what I was aiming for. Was and that was the pacer that I ran with, and like, yeah, it went well. I'm real happy with it. You're in Belgium. Okay, I've seen this written many times, and in my head it's Antwerp, but that doesn't sound like that sounds like a silly name. But that's cool. I guess I can look up that marathon. Look at the stats. That's how it's pronounced? Okay, it's just a goofy name. Total elevation. Oh, it's super flat. Oh man. It's super flat. Damn. That's gonna be good. It's gonna be fast then. This was my marathon. This was my marathon. Well, my first marathon, because I'm actually running another one. No. Yeah. This is the other marathon I'm running in 3 weeks. So, in theory, if I recover from the one I ran yesterday by that point, I should be able to run this one a lot faster, which I'm excited about that. Oh, my code knows to delete this. That's cool. That's cool. Bid test grammars. Wow, it go burr. But yeah, flat as hell. Nice. Do you have a goal for your marathon? It's me, Lee. Type the Panda says technically under 4 hours. That's the best type of under 4 hours. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dino says I noticed one of the first finishers was nearly around 2 hours. That was nuts to see on the time page. Oh yeah, for the Ann Arbor Marathon. Dude, some people are fucking cracked. Also, given how hard this marathon is, like, where's the results? Dude, this webpage sucks ass. I don't know how they haven't made it better. It's so hard to find anything. Non-binary, women, men. Yeah, 247 is... Oh, I think I know this. I think I've met this guy. Yeah, but like... pretty fast. Pretty fast. Oh, I'm curious... The half I ran earlier this year, because it felt pretty hilly too. That's actually considered a flat course? What? It was pretty hilly. I mean, this is like almost as much hills as the Ann Arbor Marathon, which is not really considered flat, but Pavan Kumar P is here. Hello. Good to see you again. Welcome back. SM Cube sub 4 GG. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Major Tanya says hello, marathon champion. It's me. It's me, like, says, I hope 3 hours 25 or so. Wow. That's fast. That's fast. Have you ran a marathon before? Usually pretty means trying to sell something. I don't give a shit if it's pretty. I just want this webpage to be functional. like, not only does it look like shit, it's also really hard to find anything. Like, half these links are not useful. And the big bold one should be at the top. This is the most important. Like, results and schedule should be the first fucking things up here. Everything else, I don't care. I don't care about any of this shit. I mean, obviously you gotta put your sponsors first. Fine. But like, goddamn. Commit, amend. Cool. First full marathon, but ran a few half marathons. Ah, nice. What's your half time, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, nice. They added the copyright to this. Just gotta move it to the root of the repo. Although, why does it look dumb in mine? Why is it missing new lines? What the fuck? Do I do some like weird processing? Oh. Shit. This regex is wrong. But why did I do it like this? I must have done this intentionally because I'm pretty sure. Oh, I bet I originally did this and then I was like, oh, it's not matching $sign because that's only the end of the string. I know, I need re.multiline, and then I only checked it on one license that didn't have new lines in it. Meat sauce just finished a bowl of chips. Should I reach for a Belgian? Hell yeah. Custer says, I wish I knew what you were doing right now, but I've just got you open my second screen while I do backend development course. Nice. I hear I make good background noise. I am trying to... So I wrote my own text editor, which is the text editor that you're seeing right here. And it has a series of language grammars. And it can highlight a bunch of different programming languages. Oops. And this repo keeps examples and grammars for a bunch of different programming languages. And the one we're adding today is this one, which is a project run by some professors at University of Michigan. And I am going to be, well, I'm currently being paid to work on this project, but I have not done much work on the project, which is part of what we're planning to do today. But I got sidetracked and I yapped about my marathon, and we went down a rabbit hole of trying to make cloning faster. But yeah, they're making a new Python-like programming language with a, yeah, obviously it has some AI nonsense built into it. But it also has an entirely new programming paradigm, which is interesting. But this particular file doesn't demonstrate that paradigm, which is I don't even remember what it's called. Object something mapping. It's like if you took object-oriented programming and then turned everything into a tree traversal problem and then hooked up callbacks to every relationship, and then your events are represented by your object graph instead of by procedural code, which seems kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm already wary about object-oriented programming, so this other type of object-oriented programming seems unnecessary. But that's not the point. My point on this project is not to actually do any implementation. It's to work on the health of its open source delivery. It's contributorability. I don't fucking know. The ability for someone to contribute and grow a project, which I know a little bit about. So, anyway, that's the context of all this. Oh, I meant to do Q all. Bop. Borzuk says, I also ran a half marathon yesterday, except I didn't run, I walked. Nice. Nice. AgleBT says, what's the TLDR version of making the clone fast, had to make dinner, and lost all the action? Blobless clone and only primary branch before trying all the other branches. Easy Light says, so we pay you. What have you done? I improved my text editor. So actually that was kind of how the first meeting went. But it was like a very... The first meeting was actually really instructive because I was like, I'm going to try and improve my text editor. The first thing that I noticed is it didn't highlight. So I went to clone the repo and then I was like, git clone Joseki. I learned how to pronounce it. It's Joseki. I went to clone the repo and then I was like, man, this shit takes forever. Why is it taking so long to clone? Even though I got download speed for days. Like, what the fuck? Why is it so slow? And I was like, well, we can improve that. We'll have to rewrite history. And then I was like, what's the license of this repo? And so I opened up the repo. And it's since been fixed. But I opened up the repo and I'm like, where's the license file? Oh, nice. It's at the top level. Oh, actually, I'm still referencing it from here. But there was no license at the top level. This is one of the things that, yeah. We forgot copyright notice. But I also noticed that like they were missing the license and like a whole bunch of other stuff. But anyway, it was me like walking through like the basics of how I would go about contributing to a repo. Also, I made a pull request and there was a CLA and I was like, why do we have a CLA? We're not selling a product. We should get rid of the CLA. And they got rid of the CLA. So anyway, it was like very instructive for me to like go through these basic steps, even though it's unrelated to this project, unrelated to, I mean, it is related to the ability for someone to contribute, to be able to, you know, not have to deal with the CLA, like have a license in the proper place, like have a smaller repository, which we'll work on at some point. But all that was sort of ancillary to me, like, I want to get it highlighting in my text editor. But it forced me to walk through all those other processes to get it to that place. So, yeah. Anyway, like, yes and no. In a way, like, this is related but unrelated. I don't think that I'm going to bill the time that I've done so far in this stream, though. Because we've mostly not been on topic today, but I think I can finally say that this will work. Schizophrenic web developer says ORM. Not really. Is this the website? There's two websites. Did I spell it wrong? I did. I did not? Oh, it's Lang. There's two websites, which is another thing we have to fix, because like that seems weird. Where is the part where it talks about the blah blah blah? Here we go. Object spatial. That's what the new paradigm is called. So instead of OOP, it's OSP. It has to deal with like defining the relation. I don't know. It's hard for me to explain, but I will get better at explaining it, and I think the website should get better at explaining it, because that seems kind of important. But the thing is, like, the programming language has kind of two, what do they call it? Wedges? Two ways or like three wedges. Three ways that it's meant to market itself. One is LLM nonsense, which whatever. Another is like sort of write once, run anywhere ideas, where you plug out core parts of an application architecture such that it runs the same on your laptop as in prod, but in like ways that are easy to adapt. Things like object persistence is sort of a language level concept. And this object spatial thing where you can represent complex ideas without procedural code. I don't know. But that's not my point. I'm not part of I'm not part of actually doing that part, so it's fine. Meat Sauce says Babby for education would be dope. What do you mean by that? Ghoster says sounds very head scratchy. That's mostly what we did. Did we fix the regex? We did not fix the regex. We will do that next. DL says, but because you use somewhat standard tools, anything you're trying to do to help you is something others may run into, at least tangentially. Oh yeah, 100%. Especially because I use shitty tools, like making the baseline better helps everyone. So yeah. Meat Sauce says, predicament powered, trying to persuade my team to use it, who I've caught making all sorts of atrocious things. Oh no. That's actually one of the things we're going to be leveraging predicament for today, is this repo is massive. This repo is massive and it doesn't need to be. Like the actual checked out size, I mean, it is pretty big, like 90 megs here, but that doesn't explain the other 300 megs from the Git history. But even these, like git ls files -z xarg 0d hs gret capital M. Oh, but we want gret-e to find our megabytes. Like we have a 16 megabyte MP4 and some other shit in here. Actually, that doesn't explain why. That doesn't explain why this directory is so large. Do I have NCDU? Oh, I do. Examples. Oh, S is sort. What am I doing? What's jump into? Oh, arrow. Oh, it's typeshed. Okay. Why do we have an entire vendor of typeshed? Well, that's something to figure out, I guess. Why do we vendor it all? I think there's some obsession with like there's a whole what? Why is there a MyPy? How do I make it sort by why is bin MyPy in here? Shrugs? Anyway. Figuring out repo size and tackling that will be something that I'm gonna work on. Oh, making Babby the default editor for students? Oh, that'd be funny. Wizard says TIL Python 3 pip.pyz. Oh, there's a pyz now? You don't even need the pyz. You can even do this. PyPI simple pip. So if you have the pip wheel, did you do it dash target? Oh, you don't even need to do that. So you can do like, what the fuck? Oh, this is the VM bin, Python pip. And if you put the wheel on Python, this is like the one acceptable use of Python pip. You can run pip directly from its wheel. Bodan, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. I assume the PyZ is a little bit more optimized than that, or like has a slightly different command, but the PyZ is pretty new, I guess. But this has worked for forever. Like, I think this works all the way back to like Python 2.6. But yeah. Particularly Pythonic says the Joseki website looks so AI grifty. I agree. I agree. TIL NCDU, yeah, it's N curses disk usage. It's pretty good. The Devil Kid's here. Hello, hello. How you doing? Tall Killa says, what language do you enjoy the most? I think they all kind of suck. I feel like the one that I feel like I had the most enjoyment while writing it was C#, but that was also 16 years ago. Sorry, I didn't check the year. So it's been a while since I've written that. Most programming languages suck. I don't know. I mostly write Python because it's like the second best at everything, and like also the doing okay at most things. So shrugs. I don't know. The Devil Kid says, congrats on the marathon. Thanks. If you look more closely, they probably submoduled pre-commit. Oh yeah, their pre-commit config is super out of date, but I don't think they've submoduled it, fortunately. But yeah. As a Python dev, a bunch of my colleagues told me they tried Go and enjoyed it so much. The thing about Go is it's so brain dead stupid that it's like hard to not write Go that works. But to do anything, you sort of need to like continually reinvent the wheel. Although I guess it's been a decade at this point, so other people have continually reinvented the wheel. But yeah, like the whole point of Go was to create a programming language such that you could hire the dumbest motherfuckers and be able to write it without needing to teach them a whole bunch of shit, because the language is so dead simple. But this also means that because the language is so dead simple, like doing basic things can be a lot of extra work to get things done, which is kind of annoying. But AKLPT is going to do C# for AOC this year. Nice. Just find Python convenient. Yeah, it is pretty convenient. That's also one of its selling points. Bodan says there are two kinds of programming languages, the ones people complain about and the ones nobody uses. It's, I guess, kind of true. Murdernon says it's supposed to have a great standard library. You mean Python or Go? I feel like Go's is okay. And like part of the selling point of Go is that the compiler is so fast that adding dependencies isn't super big deal. But they also are like, haha, what's dependency management? Initially they were like, what's dependency management at all? Just always use the latest version, you have no choice. And then they're like, well, we'll let you make a vendor directory. And then people are like, well, how do I manage the vendor directory? And it's like, well, maybe we actually need to make a package thing. And then their package thing is literally just a list of Git repos with versions. Which, I mean, if you don't know how to make a package manager, that tends to be what you end up doing is a list of Git repos with versions. But, I mean, pre-commit gets away with it because it doesn't actually need hierarchical versions. It just needs flat versions. So it's not a terrible idea there. And Go, well, shrugs. That'll apply to all programming languages soon due to LLM coders. Yeah. Go has 8 wheels now, but square ones, basically. Warzerg says, wasn't Python easy enough? I mean, Python's easy enough, but they keep adding like weird bullshit to it that's like, why? Like, you don't actually need assignment expressions. Match expression doesn't super make sense. F-strings, I think, like, weren't needed, but they're a huge improvement. Some of the more recent stuff, I'm like, why? T-strings, Like there's already 4 different, 5 different, 6 different ways to do templating in Python. But shrugs. Meansal says, have you tried any new browsers yet? I've given Zen a try and I'm loving it. Is Zen just another Chromium wrapper? Because I have like no reason to use another Chromium wrapper. I am mostly happy with Firefox. I use Chrome for streaming. Oh, it's a Firefox wrapper. Oh. Interesting. It does say Firefox-based browser with the aim of pushing your productivity to a new level. Neat. I mean, I have no reason to not use Firefox in a way, so it's like shrugs. Shrugs? I don't know. Anyway, this is a neat little trick. Have I shown this in a video? I don't even know because I had a very helpful viewer that used to transcribe videos, and I'm very appreciative for them doing it, but they've stopped doing it. And I'm not unhappy that they've stopped doing it because they were doing free labor for no reason. But oh, okay, yeah, I did show this in episode 15. What was episode 15? That's a really old one. It's probably zip apps. Yeah, zip apps. I also showed it in episode 397. What was 397? Probably zip apps, but different. Python can import from zips. Ah, yes, it is zip apps, but different. And then also none of these other ones. Episode 420. This was actually such a good joke that was completely unintentional and worked out perfectly. So episode 420 is an episode about PEP 420, and it just so happened the date that this video came out just so happened to be April 20th of 2022. So in like a crazy set of coincidences, I got 420, 420, 420. But like, damn. what a wild set of coincidences. Murderin says, how do you want me to say your name, by the way? Murderin. I installed Florp. Is Florp a browser? It sounds funny. What about Strewstrip? Who is talking about Strewstrip? Oh, did Strewstrip talk about languages that suck? You know, I met him in person when I was in college. He is an interesting individual. I was a instructor for intro to programming at the time, like a student instructor. And we got to meet him. The class was taught in C++. We got to meet him, and like he talked about, I don't even remember what he talked about. It was completely, in my mind, it was completely irrelevant to almost everything that happened there, other than I met him and whatever. But we had a Q&A section, and people asked like any random questions, and people were like, well, what are you looking forward to most in C++? What was your favorite feature recently? I don't fucking remember what any of those were. I think one of them was move semantics, which is like, whatever, cool. Move semantics is cool. I asked him what type of cell phone he had. Because I thought it'd be interesting to know. Like, you write a programming language, are you selling out to Apple? Do you have an Android phone? And he's like, I don't have a cell phone. Or I don't have a smartphone. The only cell phone I have is like a fucking Nokia flip phone. He's like, how dare you ask me whether I have a smartphone? I'm like, all right, dude, I just asked. Like, I don't know why he tried to make me feel like garbage, but it is what it is. Anyway, he doesn't have his phone, which I think is funny. Wisa says, I knew you can import from zips. That's what Python embedded used on Windows, but I never had the idea to use a wheel, even knowing they're just zips. Yeah. So embedded on Windows was actually a different thing, but it was also zips, but with like a weird bootstrap layer and like some other funky garbage. But yeah. Mr. DDN. Okay, I can do that. Florp is just another Firefox fork by some Japanese people. Ah, cool. Wisha says, I met Stallman and I won't brag about it. I had a bad experience. You're in the first row in front of him in a conference. He removed his shoes and started to put cream on them. It started to stink. Oh my God. Oh. It's funny because everyone that I've talked to that's met Stallman has almost exactly the same experience. It's like, he did something weird with his shoes and he smells bad. What a legacy. What a legacy. All right, let's fix that regex. I'm searching for a regex. There we go. We want probably this as well. And then we probably want a look ahead. Does \s include new lines? In not multi-line mode? It does. So we probably want this. And then look ahead for that. But we don't want this. You know, we're just gonna do trailing spaces. You're on a 15 stream watch streak, Major Tanya? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why not \r also? Yeah, sure, fuck it. Get rid of those Windows new lines. Pund says, I saw Strustrup in Copenhagen once. Just left him alone. He was watching a jazz show. Neat. Yeah, the reason I didn't leave him alone is he was specifically meeting us to do a little presentation and do Q&A. It was like 10 people. Usa says, Anthong, I don't want to be annoying. No, you're fine. But I partly heard when you talk about Python path equals wheel and PyZ difference. I heard you talk about optimization, but I didn't hear the rest. Oh, there's not really much difference other than PyZ has a main that gets executed, whereas adding a zip to Python path is part of the import system. I mean, PyZ also goes through the import system in that the PyZ gets added to the Python path, but that all happens automatically just when you run it. Eric is here. Hello, hello. Knackle Eric, how you doing? welcome back. Yeah. I think this is probably fine. Let's see what it does. Looks good so far. Blep. Restore embedded new lines in license files. Cool. Major Tanya says, how can I convince library maintainers to pretty please make their wheels for Windows? What libraries are you dealing with that don't have Windows wheels? I feel like at that point that's a library you just don't want to use. But also, why do you care about Windows? Oh, you work on Windows. But like, what libraries are you having trouble with? I feel like most of them have Windows wheels. Most of the ones that would be useful. Like everything else seems like a liability. Like if it builds from source, like there's no reason not to have a CI and wheels for it at that point. Whoa. I thought stream time, but it was just firmware updates on my router. Yeah, that would do it. I swear, people never search the fucking issue tracker. Ever. Never, ever. But it's also Up Dog Day, so we get to merge a bunch of PRs. Hooray. And we haven't even started working on the thing that I want to work on today. And shoot, it is 5 o'clock already. So we're probably not going to work on the thing I want to work on today. Damn it. Alright, I'm going to click merge button a bunch of times. But yeah, we did all this work on the weekend, or not on the weekend, Friday? Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday, I think it was. To make new versions of all these things. And so we update them. Why are there 4 for some of them and 3 for the others? What's the different one? Oh, setup CFG format. Yeah, for things that are actual packages. Makes sense. Makes sense. Big bumps though. To be fair, issue search sucks on GitHub. It does. It does. However, even if you maybe did sample config, and then you look at all of these that are just people trying to bump the version. This one was allowed though, because it was a breaking change. But like, this person I think actually realized it after posting it. Nope, they did not. This person got salty. It was like, yeah. Has Prigman been spammed from Oktoberfest PRs? Yes, we got one. Well, not spammed, but was it here? Or was it here? Using Prigman hooks? Hookah. The hookah repo. You smoke. Yeah. So here's one. Change for PR. Very, very useful. Well, I'll make the text size bigger after we merge these. I don't expect any patches other than the versions here because we already did the work to drop the versions like setup CFG format would do. So we just get to click the merge button a bunch. But I also got a Hacktoberfest PR in some other repo that I was pretty surprised by, because I was like, why? How are you here? What did you do to end up here? Font size back to begin big again. Yeah, so this is the one that I got in pre-commit hooks. Change for PR. Great, love that. And I want to say, was it in this repo? No. No, it was not. What repo was it? Oh. Yeah, it was like, how did you end up here? Upload artifact CLI. It was in this repo for some reason. Oh, they must have got banned. They got banned, I think. Yep, they got banned. Okay, well. Or they deleted their GitHub account. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. But the upload artifact command line that pre-commit CI makes text or makes a binary distribution for. Dead Schneck, exactly. Double Kid says, I did my first ever Hacktoberfest in 2020 and I still have the t-shirt from it. I've been open source contributing since then. Yeah, I think Hacktoberfest was really cool. And when it gave t-shirts, I think it was even better. But then a few bad actors ruined it for everyone else, including a random like Indian YouTuber that had like several million subscribers. Was like, look at how easy it is to get a t-shirt. You just go to 3 random repos and dump your garbage into their README. And all you have to do is create the pull request and you get a t-shirt. And then millions of people did that and ruined it for everybody else. Not to mention like sponsors stopped really like sponsoring it and like it kind of fell off from there. The video is still up? No way. The video is still up? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's probably the most fucked up part about it, is that the guy, the scummy YouTube guy didn't even take the fucking video down. Like, what a piece of shit. Oh, that grinds my gears. Okay, anyway, I'm out of time for today. So hopefully we'll stream tomorrow and I will actually work on the thing I said I was going to work on. But other than that, I wanted to tell you about my sick marathon run and how exhausted I am and how much laying down I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days. But Eric RNG says, my friends who started programming this past year will never ever experience waiting 6 months for a t-shirt. That's so true. It's so true. EagleBT says, Hacktoberfest is cool if you're already seriously interested in contributing to open source, need some motivation, but I feel some people do it for the wrong reasons. Oh, 100%. 100%. I also don't think that incentivizing people to do open source for rewards like a t-shirt is like the worst. Like, I think part of that was actually good. Like, it got people in the door for something that they weren't going to do. Like, you know, I know a bunch of people that were like, oh, I can get this small token of appreciation that's physical, and like I can feel and wear this shirt and be like, I remember when I made this pull request, this repo, and like made a tiny difference in someone else's, you know, a bunch of people's lives, and I got this cool t-shirt to show for it. I thought that's pretty awesome, even though it also incentivized people to be like shitty about stuff. Why is the clock wrong? Oh, because my VM is stupid. That's why it opens the date and time, because I gotta check this box. Whenever my VM crashes on startup, the kernel module unloads for automatic time and it turns the setting off, and I just haven't bothered to make it work better. Ow. One of the many blisters, but but anyway, like, I think the original Hacktoberfest was really, really good, and I don't know how to build something similar to it and incentivize people in the same way that had the same impact and like still was really awesome without having all the negative parts of it. But I don't know. I'm sad it's gone, but as a maintainer, I'm also kind of happy it's gone. But anyway, yeah. The Delicate says, I wouldn't have ever contributed ever if not for Hacktoberfest, as it felt like no pressure. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that's like it ultimately did good for you and lots of people, and I think that's awesome. But Defcan Games says, hear me out. Do we really need React.js and a Django app? I say let's go back to the days of no JavaScript. I like that mentality. I write as little JavaScript as I can, ideally. Dino says, just replace the CMOS battery. Yeah, the virtualized CMOS battery. I'll get on that real quick. All right, anyway, that's gonna wrap us up for today. Thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you around in the future. Have a good one, chat. Peace.